How do I go there now? I can hear you. Are we live? Okay. Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, Biafrans, lovers of freedom all over the world, wherever you may be watching us from. This is BTV Europe. I remains Mazi Maduabuchi, the fearless IPOB evangelist Mazi Maduabuchi. I am not the host here, but our sister, Nwada Jovistar Chichi, but she is having some network issue, and we hope she will be fully back as soon as possible. But we must proceed. This very day is the Friday, June 21st, 2024. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of IPOB. IPOB is the indigenous people of Biafra that is championing the freedom of the Biafra people under self-determination. IPOB is a worldwide organization. IPOB is a non-violence organization, and we remain so. IPOB sees after the security of our people against the invaders in our land, which is Nigerian government. And what we demand is that referendum should be granted to the Biafran people. That is what we need. Our reason remains that since we found ourselves in a place where they call Nigeria, we have tried to see ourselves as citizens, but there is no way that we can be recognized as citizens. We don't know the reason, and we went to our fathers and we asked them, how did you actually got yourself in Nigeria? They said they just got themselves. Those that was able to tell us something, they said it was 1940, and we asked them, who was your representatives? And they wasn't able to indicate. And we came back to them, we said, what have been your gain in Nigeria? Because we have not seen any gain. Rather, the killings of the Biafran people. And our fathers was not able to present any gain, but they kept telling us that we will continue to beg. They said they have been begging for good road, they are begging for seaport, they are begging for this, they are begging for presidency, they are begging. They keep begging. And we asked them, should we continue to beg? They say we keep begging, and if we beg, our children will beg. That is why IPOB said it's okay. The best thing we'll do is for us to decide, this very generation will decide their position if they will be Nigerians or they want to be Biafra as freed people. It will be on their own, in their hand to decide. And that is why we choose the option of referendum. It is on that very referendum that the people of Biafra will now determine that they want Fulani herdsmen to be invading our farmlands and destroying our farms and farm crops, also taking over our land by force. It will be something that will decide through referendum. The Biafran people will decide it, that a military checking point will be at every pool in our land. That will be our decision in the referendum polling ground. So that has been our position, and we never shift from this. That warranted to the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Murtala Mohammed Airport, Lagos, in 2015, and from there it triggered to our home awareness, which have been what the British planned, that when we come out to protest, Nigerian government will kill us. So on this very process, they started killing us while they had been disobeying court orders that free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The killings of IPOB family members in Aba on the 9th of February 2016, while they were praying in the National High School, Aba, praying for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Before then, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had been discharged unconditionally by a Nigerian Federal High Court that sits in Abuja, seated by Honorable Justice Ademola of the Federal High Court, who passed this very judgment when a lawyer called, what is his name? Obeta was leading the counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And this very court order was not obeyed by the Nigerian state on the 17th of December 2015. So on the 9th of February 2016, Nigerian government ordered their joint task forces to kill IPOB family members in a national high school about where we were praying for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, despite the disobedience to court order. We know why we are hitting this very area, because some things that Nigerian government is playing today in their court. At times, people will be thinking that something good will come from there. When you hear Nigeria saying Nnamdi Kanu will defend himself, Nnamdi Kanu will face trial, Nnamdi Kanu will do this in court, you will think that they can obey court order. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been securing victories in the court of Nigeria, and none have been obeyed. Since then, from 2015, as we have mentioned, because the official date that Nigeria announced that they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Murtala Mohammed Airport was on the 14th of October 2015, which we know it wasn't the particular day. It happened on the 12th. Then IPOB raised alarm on the 13th, and the reaching on the 14th. Then Nigeria now responded. So what we are saying is that we maintain our stand in the demand for Biafra referendum, and we also maintain our stand that Nigeria must obey their own court order and free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. After Honorable Justice Ademola of the Federal High Court, Abuja, discharged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Welcome to BTV Europe, in case this is your first time of joining us. And somebody is the host, but this very moment, because of the network, we cannot reach her, as we keep expecting her. Our sister, Mwada Jovistar Chichi, have been the host, but unfortunately, I am here and we must continue. Thank you. So we will keep exposing Nigeria. Nobody should misunderstand IPOB stand on no trial as we proceed in more expositions of the victories of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Nigerian courts, which Nigeria have never obeyed. And this time around, IPOB have made a choice. We made a choice, we hook on the appeal court judgment. Out of all the judgments, we pick one, and we even expect Nigeria to abide on it, even if they are free to make a choice, after all, of the judgment. Which one will they use? As I will mention many of these, but we don't want bail anymore, because the bail they granted to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they went to his house to kill him. They invaded the palace of Lady Zelu Kanu, a sacrilege in Igbo land, to go and shed blood in the palace. And those things will still come up some other days. We continue. So on the same 2016, as the massacred IPOB family members, while I am presenting this, because this was the plan of the British, that IPOB will retaliate while Nigeria massacre peaceful protesters, so that they will tag us terrorists under that we merited it, because that was the system they used on our fathers. 1967. They tagged them rebels. They were able to blackmail them. And with that very tag, thank you. So we continue. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case was what we used to neutralize or remove that very tag of the British on the faces of our fathers who fought gallantly to defend our land against invaders who have determined to invade our land, to go against the Aburi Accord Agreement, which they clearly signed in Ghana before General Hankara of Ghana. So now they labeled our fathers, and our fathers gave birth to us with that very image, and we grew with that image, and we are succeeding with it. If those politicians demand for anything, we demand from them. The Fulani will tell them, don't you know you are rebels? Nigerian government will tell them, don't you know that you are defeated in the war? Don't you know that you are children of rebels? Don't you know you don't have right to demand for so thing? So these have been there. They have been using it against the politicians. That is why IPOB came up, the British came up with the same pattern, and they instructed Nigeria to go after us because we came with self-determination. They thought we came up with gun. And when they massacred us, we refused to retaliate. We continue in protest. And from there, we clean the faces of our fathers. From there, we clean our faces because we refuse to dance in the tune of the British, which is violence, because we are never violent. Even that of Ojukwu, Nigeria was the first people to shoot in our land. At Ogoja, the first gunshot was in Ogoja against our people. So this time around, Mazi Maduabuchi had been discharged by Honorable Justice Ademola of the Federal High Court, Abuja, 2015, December 17th. Nigeria disobeyed this court order, discharged unconditionally. And the case was moved to the court of Honorable Justice John Soho. And the Honorable John Soho discharged Mazi Maduabuchi unconditionally again, and DSS disobeyed this very court order. I will analyze more on this because there is a question we want to ask before the whole world this time around. We asked them, when Mazi Maduabuchi was discharged by Honorable Justice Ademola of the Federal High Court, Abuja, and DSS rearrested him, was there any fresh detention warrant from any court? The answer is no. And I knew that the pronouncement of the judge was written on the back of the warrant, and the judge signed it and stamped it. So immediately a warrant is signed and stamped on discharge or anything that is especially discharged and acquitted, the very warrant becomes invalid to detain someone because it wasn't bail. The warrant that very warrant that was presented before the court signed it and it become invalid. Now we ask Nigerian government, which particular valid warrant did you present to the court of John Soho? And we ask again, which particular detention warrant did which court issued you a fresh detention warrant that you legally used to detain Mazi Maduabuchi again in DSS? Because he was in DSS, you rearrested him in DSS, you never allowed him to move. That is it. Then another one is, when John Soho discharged Mazi Maduabuchi, where did he sign? Did he sign at the back of the same warrant that was signed by John Ademola? We are asking. Now we ask again, when the warrant was moved to the court of Honorable Justice Ahmed Mohammed, then was it the same warrant that have had two signatories of judges? Because two pronouncements of the judges of different courts. The court of Justice Ademola of the Federal High Court discharged Mazi Maduabuchi unconditionally. John Soho discharged Mazi Maduabuchi unconditionally on the same warrant, which is to say, John Soho discharged an invalid warrant, because that warrant becomes invalid immediately Ademola discharged Mazi Maduabuchi. There was no fresh detention warrant that was presented. It was the same. They were moving Nnamdi from court to court. Ahmed Mohammed told DSS to go and obey the court rulings of Justice Ademola and Justice John Soho. They refused. They moved this case again to the court of Bintam Watalanyako. When IPOB say we don't want further trial, some of you don't understand, and Nigeria will try to do some cover up. We will expose it in the open, though some people have forgotten. We will always do so. Then we are talking about 2016, and they moved the case to the court of Honorable Justice Bintam Watalanyako. And before this very case went to Bintam Motalanyako, IPOB have been massacred in Mpo. In Mpo, 29th night stroke 30th May 2016. They massacred us upon our leader have been freed by two courts. Mazi Maduabuchi have been freed by two courts. And before they massacred my IPOB members, they keep massacring us because they want us to retaliate so that the project of the British will now come in place and they will succeed. And we said no, because we are non-violence agitators and we are also fighting for our freedom under self-determination. The freedom remains what we demand for. It remains what we demand for. Then we continue. Bintam Motalanyako sitting a federal high court in Abuja. John Sohu sitting a federal high court in Abuja. Honorable Justice Ademola sitting a federal high court in Abuja. Then all of them in Abuja. Ahmed Mohammed in Abuja Federal High Court. But after this very courts have visited the case of Mazi Kanu and saw that he should not remain in detention, Bintam Motalanyako ended up in granting Mazi Kanu bail. And we asked the Nigerian government, where is the court of Bintam Motalanyako? Was her court in Togo? Is it not the same Nigerian court in Abuja, the same federal high court? Then we asked them, which particular constitution did Bintam Motalanyako use? Is it not the same Nigerian constitution that Justice Ademola used? Is it not the same Nigerian constitution that John Soho used? Is it not the same Nigerian constitution that Justice Ahmed Mohammed used in the case of Mazi Kanu that reached to the court of Bintam Motalanyako? She ended up granting Mazi Kanu high conditional bail. 12 bail conditions. 12 bail conditions. 12. Upon that, they sent army to go and kill Mazi Kanu in his house in Omar. Do you understand? So when we are telling you that Mazi Kanu should not stand for that trial, it does not mean that have not been tried. What we are talking about is that the prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu have ended on the 13th of October 2022 in appeal court. Since then, what Mazi Kanu have been facing is persecution. It is no longer prosecution because the appeal court ended his prosecution. So Nigerian government continued persecution of Mazi Kanu. UN gave order that Mazi Kanu should be freed immediately. Nigerian State High Court sitting in Omar gave a verdict 2022 January 19 that Mazi Kanu did not jump bail, but he escaped military assassination attempts. Understand this because I will still go back to pick some things and analyze the very current situation of the case. I know why I start from there, so that those that have forgotten will understand where we are going as we continue. Now, when they attacked the house of Mazi Kanu, the Nigerian state was telling the world that Mazi Kanu jumped bail, that he refused to come and stand his trial, right? So that he should return to come and stand his trial. Now let us go there. The trial of Nnamdi Kanu that they were telling the world he should come and stand, that trial started from 2015 to 2017, that he was granted bail. Right? Now, when Nigeria was telling the world he jumped bail, he refused to come and stand the trial, we believe that there are charges in that warrant that they were alleging that Nnamdi Kanu is afraid to come and stand, isn't it? Then we continue. We asked them, why is it that when you later kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya in 2021, that you brought Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria and you took him to your court? What we have been seeing in the court since he was brought back to Nigeria as under ordinary rendition, what we have been seeing in the court is amended count charges. The amended count charges, there is something I want to differentiate here. The amended count charges does not relate with the charges that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was granted bail. The year, that is the period that these very charges was pointing at, have nothing to do with 2015, 2016, and 2017. For example, the attack on government facilities, INEC facilities, security formations, right, and police stations in 2020. Was it in the charges or was it in the warrant that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was granted bail in 2017? The answer is no. I am coming. There is something we want to pick out there. Then we ask, did the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as they allege, jump bail because of the unknown government that will happen 2020? So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now jump bail in 2017 because of unknown government of 2020. That is what I want to ask. Why was it that in all the charges they were amending, they didn't amend the charges in the warrant that Nnamdi Kanu was granted there? Nigeria never amended those charges in the warrant. Nigeria never brought that warrant again. Nigeria automatically, in my own view, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was facing since he was kidnapped and brought back to Nigeria was a new warrant. But the Bin Tanyako in disguise tried to use the old warrant to be trying Nnamdi Kanu on new warrant. Let me explain. You cannot be given coming up, you kidnap Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, and all the charges in the warrant that all the charges in the amended count charges you have presented before the court, 5 amended count charges, 7 amended count charges, 15 amended count charges, though all these charges have been thrashed out in the Federal High Court, 7 in the court of Bintanyako, 8 was destroyed in the appeal court. Then the charges ended and the prosecution ended. Then we still want to deep inside those charges they have been amended against Nnamdi Kanu. We want to ask, you said that, let us just say, let me use example, count 3 of the 15 amended count charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in 2021. Count 3. It said that you, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, from Umuahia, Abia, Umuahia North, Abia State, from 2018, understand this, Nnamdi Kanu was granted bail in 2017. Understand the charges they prepared against him from 2018. That is to say, it has nothing to do with the warrant he was granted bail. As they told the world he jumped bail, he refused to come and stand his trial. So did he jump bail because of what will happen in 2018? Let us continue. They said from 2018 to 2021 that you, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, professed, in other words, claimed, right, professed to be a member, stroke leader of a prescribed indigenous people of Biafra. And then I'm kind of pleaded not guilty. Then I don't want to analyze on the very charge, right, to go deep. I want to pick the date. They said from 2018 to 2021, he claimed to be a member, stroke leader of a prescribed indigenous people of Biafra. But in 2017, they called him IPOB leader. In 2015, they called him IPOB leader. But they are not telling him he claimed to be a member of proscribed one. Are you understanding? But my point there is that they are the date they used. Now, the unknown gunmen, they charge Nnamdi Kanu for. The date is the year is 2020, the period is 2020, so 2021. Now, NSAS, they charge Nnamdi Kanu for. The attack on INEC facilities did not, all these things did not happen in 2016. It did not happen in 2017. It did not happen in 2015, right? Now we ask, why did Nigeria lie to the world that Nnamdi Kanu jumped there? He refused to come and stand his trial. And we ask them, what are the charges in that trial, in that warrant that he is afraid of? Then why we brought him back to Nigeria? Why is it that you were not bold enough to present those charges in that warrant? You ended up coming up with amended charges that is off, completely off, outside the period he was charged to court with or for. You were charging me, you took him to court and granted the bail in 2017. You said he jumped bail because of the case, because of the charges. He refused to come and stand his trial. And we ask you, why is it that when this trial should, when you brought him back to stand the trial, illegal trial, because you cannot commit terrorism against mankind and you have the right to try him. But we allowed it because we know we will defeat you. Then he stood the legal trial upon the terrorism Nigeria committed against him in Kenya. And he defeated Nigeria, he was discharged and acquitted. Now we ask them, why is it that it was only count 15 of the 15 amended count charges was the only thing that came up from the charges that Mazi Maduabuchi was granted bail on? And that is only transmitter. Transmitter issue was the only thing they picked from that old warrant. Though Bintanyako in disguise tried to use the old warrant to jail Nnamdi Kanu with new warrants that have no warrant, but they use in disguise with amended count charges. Are you amending charges off from the year that the person was accused of? You kidnapped somebody in 2015. You tried the person 2015, 2016. You refused to obey court order. You later granted him bail 2017. You went to his house to kill him. He escaped. You now told the world he jumped bail because of what? Because of the case he was facing. Now, when you brought him back to Nigeria from Kenya in 2021, you refused to present those cases. You said he jumped bail because of. You started coming up with the agenda you have set up. That is to say that Nigerian government was the people who plotted the unknown government. Nigerian government was the people who instigated the NSAS, thinking that it will escalate to the east, but it moved to Lagos, right? So why was it that DSS kidnapped after Nigeria kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya? DSS now charged Mazi Maduabuchi for NSAS. They said that you, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, incited members of the public to destroy government properties in Lagos and the transport company, that was NSAS. When it was destroyed, they came back with the name of IPOB. Before they used the name of the public, and Nnamdi Kanu does not lead public, members of the public, he leads IPOB. They went back and amended it. And mind you that these charges have nothing to do with the charges Nnamdi Kanu was granted bail on. And the amended charges, the year, the period they charge him for, have nothing to do with the period of the years that Nnamdi Kanu stood trial for. So now, if you want to amend the charges of Nnamdi Kanu, you will amend it within 2015, 2016, 2017. When you told the world he jumped bail, you can be adding this very 2018, 2021. Had it been you didn't attack his house in 2017 and told the world he jumped bail because of the trial. Had it been he was in detention facing trial, then you can be amending charges on the activities that is going on from the group or the movement or the organization he's leading, if the leadership was not able to control it. But automatically, he left your detention on bail. He went to the house to relax. You sent army to go and kill him. When he escaped, you told the world he jumped bail. Nigerian government, you told the world Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail. Now, when you kidnap him from Kenya, You refuse to present those charges. You said he jumped bail. He refused to come and stand trial. You started coming up with charges that borders 2018 to 2021. You didn't prepare charges that have any reflection with 2015, 2016, 2017. That is to say, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was facing was a new warrant, not amended count charges. It was automatically new warrant because you cannot amend charges outside the period of years that I was accused of. Because don't are you okay? I cannot be in detention now. You'll be charging me for what will happen in 2020. No, I want to know. I'm in detention. You'll be charging me for. I'm in detention in 2024. You'll be charging me for what will happen in Nigeria in 2026. That means you are the one that will instigate it. As Nnamdi Kanu was granted bail in 2017, Nigeria was calling US senator that he jumped bail. Anywhere Nnamdi Kanu go, they say he jumped bail. Which bail? He refused to come and stand his trial. That is to say, the charges are already in that warrant. Which is to say, the charges he was granted bail on. The charges he was granted bail on. These are the charges that should be amended. Do you understand? What is amendment of charge? From murder to manslaughter or attempted murder. You cannot be charging me for murder. All of a sudden, I am still in detention. You start charging me for rape. It doesn't happen. You can only amend the charges of murder. It is in that area of murder you'll be amending the charge. We continue.
All right. Gosh.
Murder, have you arrived?
Not really. No, I'm still connecting. I'm still connecting.
Okay. So we continue. As we expect, this is BTV Europe. We are still waiting for the host as they are trying to make things to be in order. I don't know, maybe
Am I
network
there
or
now?
other
Am I
technical.
there? Mazi, am I there now?
Yes.
Voila.
So we continue. So what we are saying is
Oh
that
my God.
the charges against Mazen, all these amended count charges,
Very good.
have been completely off from what the Nigerian government told you. Because those charges, the year that it bought, that's the year that the charges they are mentioning in those charges, those amended count charges, is completely off from the period Mazi Kanu stood trial. It is to all of them were completely off from 2015, 2017. That is to say, it is that should be new ones. But Jim Kennedy refused to present it in that manner. So where am I going? I am going to the area that Mazi Kanu is still in detention. So nobody should take the victory of Mazi Kanu in appeal court for granted because it didn't come easy. IPOB was tortured. There was military, police, army, everything present around the court premises. Even IPOB members was tortured on the road. Even there is a full bus that was kidnapped by DSS while we were standing in the margin of the Kano during his trial. It wasn't an easy thing. It didn't come easy. So that is what we are saying. That if Nigeria don't like to use the discharge and acquitted appeal court judgment, then they should tell the world what they are up to. Because you cannot be dragging to take Mazi Kanu to continue trial when you have not obeyed a single court order from 2015 to today. That is to say, there is ugly pronouncement that you want your court to mention before you will accept. Because let us just say that they based on the Supreme Court judgment that Nnamdi should continue trial. Let us ask them, how many pronouncements did the Supreme Court make? It was 4. 3 on the favor of Nnamdi Kanu. 1 was the only one Nigeria chose. So why do they hold on only trial while the court condemned the way he was brought back to Nigeria? The court also condemned the invasion of his land by the army. The court condemns the revocation of his bail. The court to say he should continue trial. That is to say, the continued trial is a minor issue. Hence, the court have condemned the approach he was brought back to Nigeria. That is to say, Nigeria committed terrorism against Nnamdi Kanu, and they have no legitimacy to stand him in court and try him. Let us say the judges that will try him is a terrorist judge because their country committed terrorism against Nnamdi Kanu. So every other institution turns to terrorists. Hence, Nigeria committed terrorism against Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya. Both their senators turns to terrorists. Their House of Rep members become terrorists. Everybody working on the post-PLC become terrorists. NNPC staff, they become terrorists. Anything connected to Nigeria, all Nigerian ambassadors become terrorists. That is why you see them disobeying court order. They don't want it to be open. They thought they would be doing it like this, they defeating America, because automatically every government official in Nigeria, every department becomes terrorist. Immediately Nigeria committed terrorism against Nnamdi Kanu. That is what the Nigerian state is running away from. That is why they want to continue trial that have ended, because they all have committed terrorism against Nnamdi Kanu. The president is a terrorist because anybody that is really Nigeria is a terrorist, but their country committed terrorism against Nnamdi Kanu. So the House of Rep members are terrorists. The vice president is a terrorist. Anybody, Chief Justice of Nigeria is a terrorist. All the judges sitting in Nigeria are terrorists because their government committed terrorism against somebody. So that is what they are running away from, and they must stand, they must face this very case. We are not going to subpedal, we are not going to surrender because we have secured the victory. But what we say is that we stand, we maintain our stand that Master should not stand for that trial in Nigeria. He should not stand for that trial. That is what we are saying. Are you through?
I am still seeing the glitches coming up again. I don't know if I'm coming out right now because I'm still giving me the sign that I'm not yet all right.
Okay, we should continue. So let
Okay.
us, before
Okay.
the whole, okay.
The fearless evangelist, thank you so much. You've done so well. Thank you, wonderful people of Biafra all over the world, viewers all over the world. Thank you so much. Once again, I am Wada Jovistar Chichi. I apologize for the technical glitches. Thank you so much. Continuing from where you stop, Mazi, the fearless evangelist.
Okay.
Have you rounded up from the topic you are handling so that we can get to the next
Okay.
topic?
Okay. Let me run. I've rounded it up, but I need to touch more on it based on the freedom of Mazi Maduabuchi and his continuous illegal detention. As I have mentioned, let me just go direct as and drop this very point again that Mazi Maduabuchi's prosecution period have ended on the 13th of October 2022 in appeal court. And what he had been facing then have been persecution to today. So the prosecution have ended and he is facing persecution. We have reminded the world of the victims of Nnamdi Kanu from 2015 till date, none have been obeyed. And that is why we ask them, what do you actually want to hear from the judges to pronounce? If the favorable pronouncement, all this pronouncement on the favor of Nnamdi cannot be obeyed, do you want to hear the ugly one? Because IPOB will not allow the ugly one, will not welcome it because you must obey the first. Buhari was the one who brought war against indiscipline in 1980, what, 83, right? Okay, 84. War against indiscipline. First come, first serve. And if they have been pushing to court, we still ask them, what do you want to hear from the court? We have had discharge unconditionally from Nigerian court, Honorable Justice Ademola of the Federal High Court, Abuja, on the 17th of December 2015. It was not obeyed. We had the discharge unconditionally again on the same matter by Honorable Justice John Soho of the Federal High Court, Abuja, 2016 March. It was not obeyed. We also had a strong comment or directive from a Nigerian judge sitting in Abuja, a Federal High Court judge, Honorable Justice Ahmed Mohamed, a Fulani man, who referred DSS to go and obey the previous court rulings, which had been the ruling of John Soho and Ademola. They refused to pay. Then this very case, the same case, was moved to the court of Bintanyaku, which was also sitting a court in the same Abuja that 3 Abuja Federal High Court have looked into. She ended up granting Nnamdi Kanu high conditional bail, 12 bail conditions. And even one was against Nigeria. But in their desperation to hold Nnamdi Kanu down, they granted him one of the bail conditions. They said he will not be in the midst of more than 10 people. And they unknowingly to them that when Mazi Maduabuchi be brought to court, that he will be in the midst of more than 10 people. The judge will be there with the clerks. The federal counsel will be there. Mazi Maduabuchi's defense team will be there. The family members to Mazi Maduabuchi will also be there. And the DSS will now bring Mazi Maduabuchi inside the court. There will be more than 10, and Nigeria will be guilty of contempt of court. So that is just one point from the 12 bail conditions, which upon this, they refused Nnamdi Kanu from enjoying as we fulfill the bail conditions. So they sent army to kill him. When they went, they failed. They told the world he jumped bail. When they kidnapped him from Kenya 2021, they brought him back here. They refused to go back to the charges in the warrant he was granted bail. They ended up preparing amended count charges that was completely off from the period of years that Mazi Maduabuchi was facing trial. I will just give, for example, he was standing trial 2015, 2016, 2017. He was granted bail in 2017. Now, when he was kidnapped from Kenya, they brought him back here. They prepared charges. All the charges started from 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, which is to say the amended count charges should be in the period of 2016, 2015, 2017, which will be around the charges that he was that are in that warrant he was granted bail on. Even if you amended charges, you will amend those charges. You cannot, somebody you went to go and kill in 2017, he escaped. When you kidnap him, you started preparing charges against him. You say from 2018 to 2021, you automatically went off from the 2017, 2016, 2015 issue. That is to say, you prepared those events before you went to kidnap him. If not, why didn't you relax and amend the charges already he was granted bail? You ended up coming up with new amended count charges, which is your right, but was completely off from the period of years he was sitting trial. You can come up with such new amended count charges off from the years when he have been in detention. Then you may say that he was in detention and his followers was doing it. This one was that he disappeared. He later reappeared. You went and kidnapped him. Then you have given him allegation that he jumped bail. That is to say, there are tangible charges in those warrants. Then why was it that when he was brought back to Nigeria from Kenya, you abandoned that warrant? Which is to say, there was nothing in that warrant, which you were giving him an allegation that he ran away. He refused to come and stand trial. If there was anything in that warrant that warranted you to go and kill him, why didn't you come up with it and you were coming up with amended count charges? So that is what we are presenting to them now. And in conclusion, if they want to book on the Supreme Court judgment, it was for pronouncement. And they should not choose one and abandon 3. The Supreme Court condemned the way Nnamdi Kanu was brought back to Nigeria. That is extraordinary rendition. That is to say, the Supreme Court found Nigeria guilty of terrorism against Nnamdi Kanu. Number 2, the Supreme Court condemned the invasion of Mazi Maduabuchi's house by the army. That is to say, Supreme Court found Nigerian army guilty of terrorism against Nnamdi Kanu. Then the Supreme Court condemned the revocation of his bail. That is to say, the Supreme Court was also finding Bintanya guilty for being involved in the attack in Nnamdi Kanu's house. Because if she wasn't in the meeting to go and kill Nnamdi Kanu, she would not rush to revoke his bail. So now the Supreme Court said he should continue trial. That is a minor key, just to throw in federal government agenda. But the main key is that the Supreme Court have discharged Mazi Kanu by condemning the way he was brought back to Nigeria. That is to say, if he was not legally arrested, he should not be standing trial until Nigeria follow the legal proceeding of arrest. Then he can stand trial. So that is it. They should not choose one and abandon three, because these three favors Nnamdi Kanu. That is my submission on this very matter. Thank you, Mother, from here.
Thank you for doing this wonderfully well. And Miles, do you think that in the face of all this that Nigerian government is doing, just to humiliate or to continue the persecution against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the indigenous people of Biafra, do you think that this is bringing a humiliation upon Nigeria, considering what happened on the 19th of this month, just on Wednesday in South Africa, where we saw the Nigerian president being ignored by President Cyril Ramaphosa. You see how he was ignored when he was exchanging greetings or pleasantries with other dignitaries. Do you think that all these things contributed to the humiliation that Nigerian government is bringing upon herself?
Thank you. Yes, now, because it was when the action that Nigerian government took that warranted the world to think deep and ask themselves what actually led Nigerian government to go and commit extraordinary rendition. Because Nigerian government did not do it by mistake. They finalized and say, we'll take this risk, we'll commit this crime. So it was then that the world was recalling back on the events that have taken place between Radio Biafra and Nigerian political activities. And they now realize that the Fulani took it upon themselves that this very matter is their own. And at what point will you get there? The very action IPOB took against Fulani, which had been the main agenda of the Nigerian states, to use it and take over people's land. And now, when the Global Terrorism Index called Fulani Herdsmen Terrorist Organization on the 22nd of November 2015, the fourth most deadliest terrorist organization in the world, Nigeria refused to declare them terrorists. But but they have already declared proscribed IPOB terrorists. Okay, reaching on 2017, they now proscribe IPOB terrorists. And upon that, they refused to arrest Fulani herdsmen terrorists. And upon that, they were recruiting army into their was raised up, the former president. Then Nigeria countered it, and they never confronted their president. And do you know that upon this very allegation and upon the forensic evidences that was presented to the world, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was brought back to Nigeria, there was no Nigerian lawyer or lawmaker that went to the Attorney General and asked him, why is it that the first 5 amended can charges, we didn't see this very insult Mazi Nnamdi Kanu carried upon our president? Why is it that among the 7 amended can charges, we didn't see this very insult that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu carried on our president? We didn't see that. Why is it that you don't do so? We didn't see a Nigerian lawyer that suing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu into court for insulting or abusing their president. Then, and the world was watching. And now, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was facing trial, the world was expecting Nigerian government, Nigerian citizens to protest and say Nigeria should try Nnamdi Kanu for what he said about the president. They didn't hear from it. Then they were there, the president, the impostor, as we say, because they have never defended it, remain impostor. The impostor handed over. The impostor conducted the election. They use the name of impostor to conduct election. They use it to rig election. They use it to announce it. They use it to hand over and use the impostor to defend the election, fraudulent election. And that's the end of them. And the conclusion is that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was discharged, Nigeria disobeyed court order. So if you go around in this very matter, you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is connected and IPOB is connected, and that has been the problem Nigeria is facing. We never shot them a gun. We never confronted them of any kind. They have been arresting IPOB members in their meeting ground freely and going. They come there, they will see small children, they will see aged men, aged mothers, they will still arrest them, and you see them, they'll call them terrorists, but they have never been confronted of any kind when they came to pick us. Then the world continued to view and study what is happening in Nigeria. No confrontation to Fulani herdsmen, nothing, nothing. They do not, they now channel the story of attack or terrorism to the east, and they were shedding the north, and the world is watching. So at the end of this, all their rubbish, they have no image. The president have no image. Ambassador have no image. Vice president is a terrorist. So how can somebody be a president? They say this thing is forgery. The vice president is terrorist, and the innocent people are in detention. So how can you honor such content? How can you honor them? So it is involved, and the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's issue is related to the insult. And they will continue to face it because IPOB protests all over the world. IPOB diplomacy have destroyed Nigeria. IPOB refused to hook on the Nigerian agenda, which is violence. And at the end, look at what they are saying. So that is what I have to give out for now on that. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mazi. And do not forget that these Fulani herdsmen, these terrorists, do not forget that the chief of army staff and some northern senators or Fulani senators or former governor of Kaduna State like Governor El-Rufai, they say that these killers, they are not Nigerians, but they keep invading Nigerian communities. They keep destroying lives and properties, and all they could tell us is that, oh, these people are not Nigerians, but they are hell bent on killing and disappearing IPOB members. How can you describe a country like this?
That is to even we have even revealed to them the world that before Pantami, the terrorist minister, started shouting about NIN, national identity number. It was not completely for what they presented to Nigeria. They say it is against terrorism, against criminality. Let them catch them. Let them do this. Let them do that. It wasn't the main agenda. The main agenda was that they first of all issued those Fulanese citizenship card, which is national identity card. They issued even some Fulanis in Niger Republic, some Fulanis in Mali, some Fulanis in what is it called? In Burkina Faso. Some of them have Nigerian identity card from Pantami as a citizen. Some of these Fulanis you see here, they have national ID card as citizens. But when you had their president, they were saying they are foreigners. They are foreigners. Now, they refuse to take the position and they compromise. That's why IPOB took their position and said, had it been we are not even agitating for Biafra, we have the right to form a security outfit for the eastern people. Hence, the government have said that these people are invaders, these people are from foreign country. They are coming, but you have to give them your land. Automatically, we took the positive position. So, Fulani herdsmen is federal government projected foot soldiers to use it and take away people's land. If not, Why is it that none of them is in detention, but IPOB family members are in detention, even those that have been discharged by Nigerian court, those that have been granted bail, they have not allowed them to leave. But Fulanis are none of them is in detention. So what we are saying is that we have neutralized them on that area. We have alerted the Nigerians about that, and the image of Fulani can be seen. They have no more hiding place. They can no longer hide. They will no longer. They are now trying. They started presenting Fulani before they were hiding on the outside. But today you can see them present Fulani, and they see that the image does not work. The image is very, very bad. Image of Fulani. So we are saying that Fulani herdsmen and what Nigeria is playing is the same thing. It is their agenda against the citizens. It is not by surprise. So they are the same. They are together. They hate IPOB because IPOB is not being controlled by government. They hate ESN because it's not being controlled by government. But Fulani herdsmen is being controlled by government. Fulani herdsmen was given 100 billion naira by federal government. Have they stopped today? No. So have you ever seen? So Fulani herdsmen is federal government project. Fulani herdsmen is not citizens for here. They are foreigners, but they are federal government project. That's why Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen will massacre community, then they will occupy that community. They will massacre them, they will occupy them. The same thing they do to Boko Haram. After killing, the Boko Haram surrendered. Then Nigeria said they have graduated. They now say move into your community and occupy it. But these are foreigners. So which community are these? The community of the people they have massacred. So they occupy their land. So that's what I have on that. Thank you.
And that is why IPOB is doing everything possible to make sure that ESN is there to protect our land. But Mazi, I have a question. Now, you can see the insecurity in Nigeria today is being caused by Nigerian governments, the security agencies. Now, in the face of this insecurity, disappearance of disappearing Biafrans from Igbo land by the Nigerian security agencies, the destruction of lives and properties by supposedly security agencies, and other crimes, increasing crime of criminality every day. And in the midst of all these turbulence, do you think that all these things is keeping Nigeria as one, I don't want to say nation, one country?
Mhm. Thank you, man. Thank you, Mother. Thank you. You know, in all these things shows the shape of Nigeria. From all those things, we see the shape of Nigeria. How can such country be showing as one? No, now, because the people of the, let me just say, let me use the Southeast, protested against Ibubago. Then the federal government ignored it. Anambra protested, Enugu protested, Ebonyi protested, Abia protested, Imo protested against the brutality of Ibubago militia. Nigeria government ignored it. Tell me a country that will allow the people or security to be killing their citizens. And when the citizens shouted, protested, the government refused to come in. But the government was busy looking for IPOB, presenting IPOB, presenting IPOB. They thought they are making one Nigeria. They don't know they are dividing Nigeria by themselves. Now, why do I say so? When that was when this blackmailing of IPOB Nigeria was playing, blackmailing of IPOB, hating of Igbo people in Lagos and different parts of Nigeria. That very blackmailing of IPOB should not come from Nigerian government. That's when they fell. It's supposed to be the citizens of this very land that should be protesting against IPOB. Then the citizens of this very land protested against Ebubago. Nigeria refused to present Ebubago, but Nigeria was presenting IPOB. But the citizen never protested against IPOB because IPOB is not harmful to them. You see where they fell? They were the people complaining about IPOB, but the citizen was complaining about the bag. So if that is one country, why is it that the Nigerian government will leave their citizens to be killed by a security outfit? Okay, tell me one country where the Nigerian government will be promoting criminality. Now, what was the reason why they were pushing for criminality? It all connected to Fulani herdsmen. Fulani herdsmen. The issue was that Fulani herdsmen, when ESM blocked so many areas in our bushes and forests, then they kidnapped Mazi Maduabuchi. Then, on that time, Nigerian government thought that with the kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu and their action, which the army would take in our communities, that the command of our ESN will move ESN from the bushes to community to defend our communities, so that the Fulani will overrun our bushes. Then, when the army will confront ESN in communities, and if ESN attempt to return to the bushes, by then Fulani have overtaken our bushes. That was their plan. But when they did this, they started coming to our community to burn it, which is not one Nigeria. It does not show one Nigeria. If there is one Nigeria, they will come to community. If there is anybody that attack army or commit any offense, they will go to that person. But what they do is to invade community, they burn it down. They were expecting IPOB to call ESN to come to community so that they will use the name of ESN to say that they were in battle in our community. That is to say, this place is not part of Nigeria. If here is part of Nigeria, they will not be burning down our communities. Now, when we expose these things, Nigeria continue. They continue bombarding communities, sending army to Uzodema. They were killing people. They were killing in Anambra. They were killing in Ebonyi. They were killing everywhere. They were destroying both properties in Lagos. They were destroying in the north. And if you look at these things, you will not see one Nigeria. Through the election, there was no one Nigeria. The checking points in our own home, there is no one Nigeria. The geopolitical zone, there is no one Nigeria. So what is playing? Okay, in the court, there was no one Nigeria. That's why I told the senators, why is it that you refuse to confront Malami, an appointee who truncated court order, and you, that is a senator, an elected, you allowed him to truncate laws that you made in the Senate. Now, does it mean that the constitution that the appeal court used to decide Namkan is different from the constitution that made you a governor or a senator or House of Rep member or a president? Which is no, it is the same. Now, if the a judge, if court can use this constitution of Nigeria and discharge somebody and Nigerian government disobey it, is it not the same constitution that the INEC used to conduct your election that make you senator? Now, if that portion or that particular portion of the constitution can be disobeyed by the federal government, automatically the constitution becomes null and void. Automatically, your position as a political office holder elected become null and void because you cannot obey one particular portion of the constitution and ignore the other. You obey appeal court judgment. You did not obey appeal court judgment. You will now obey INEC announcement. It doesn't work. So there is no one Nigeria in everything we are seeing. No one Nigeria. We saw the Northerner talking about cow. They were talking about only their interest. We saw the northern governors or elders went to meeting in USA. We saw what is happening. There's nothing like one Nigeria. We saw how the army invaded Aba. It's not a way to come to your land. The way they are taking point is here. It's not a way to come to your land. That is how you can come to a land where you want to take over, or a land where you want to steal from people, or a land where you want to desolate and take over. Because if you come to a land where that falls in your territory, you will defend the citizen. Whereby they will come to one particular region, or come to one particular people's land, they will count everybody as criminal, both mama, both papa, both everybody. That is to say, they have no citizen in that area. If Nigeria have citizens in our land, then they will not be too harsh on our people generally, because they will observe that they are harming some of their citizens. But automatically, they never see Nigerian citizens in our territory. That is why the army can come and block anywhere. The SARS can come and shoot anywhere. They can invade any community. They can bomb, shoot in any market. They can block any road. They can shoot anybody. They can kill. They can arrest, because nobody is a citizen of Nigeria from this very area, which is Eastern region. Nobody is a citizen. Nobody is a citizen of Nigeria. That is, if we are citizens, why is it that you will come back, you pick everybody, you put them? If this is your land, you will look for the criminal. So there is nothing like one Nigeria, and we love what they are playing to show it to the world, because we have taken position already of agitation for Biafra. The people that will suffer it are people that have never risen up, like the North or the Yoruba people that are doing politics. As far as Nigeria will collapse, as soon as it collapses, IPOB have taken good position for our people. But they will start planning. Those very areas, those very tribes, those very regions will start planning when IPOB have already arrived, when Biafrans have already arrived, because there is no one Nigeria. As they are now, they are planning 2027. They didn't see one Nigeria in 2023. They are planning to see another one. There is nothing like one Nigeria. Tofa was a northerner. Abiola was a Yoruba man. Tofa contested. Abiola contested. But we were the victim of Osa Abiola. They are not from the East. But why is it that we are the victim? So there is nothing like one Nigeria at all. Nothing like one Nigeria. That is why somebody was using the name of Biafra or Nnamdi to be killing the people of the East. If those citizens are Nigerian citizens, will they allow the person to be killing? No, because they know they will use it to attack on IPO. They have ambassador in the country where the person is, but they refuse to write to the country, because they know that their citizens are not falling victim. They know that the people that the criminal agent they recruited are killing, is killing, or was killing, or is killing, does not relate to Nigeria. They are not Nigerian citizens. So it is, they are doing the same agenda of the federal government to desolate our land. So there is nothing like one Nigeria. Not. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And as you said that even in the courts, it is played out. Yes, I believe what you said, because in the case of Sunday Igboho, Omoyele Sowore, and Mazi Kanu, we can still see Mazi Kanu still suffering persecution, while Sowore and Igboho has been set free. And also, Mazi, do you also observe what is going on in Ogbaru in Anambra State today? I want to ask, before the army were deployed in Ogbaru, was there anything like insecurity there? Because we can see what is going on now, as they are destining their power over the people of Ogbaru. Even the Ogbaru local governments even got bonds. The insecurity and the criminality that is going on there now, do you think that it was there when the army were not deployed in Ogbaru?
Thank you. You know, this very land of the East, but let me point at that very area. We are peaceful people. Nigeria is the instigator. Nigeria have been instigating. That is their method. When they instigate, they take the advantage. When they instigate, they take the advantage. You know, it even led them to to attack white people. U.S. envoy in the same Ambaru to target an IPOB. But we cut off that very ugly hand that was pointing at us. And they insisted because there is oil. So what is happening in Obaro is a conspiracy of Nigerian government and the governor of Anambra State. The governor is number one security, just that there is his interest coming out from Obaro, not even the interest of the people, because the people of the Obaro is also among the people. So if they are fighting for the interests of the people, they should not involve everybody. They should involve anybody that is causing any trouble. But before now, there was no trouble in Obalu. So these are all instigation. They instigated it in Uguta. The issue is that the owner of the resources can never be at peace. That is British. That is the way they fight. That is their main pattern of fighting. That is why you see our land unrest because you own the resources. So if they allow you to relax, you start thinking about what you have. So they will always be persuading you. They will always be torturing you. They will always be making you not to relax and think about what you have. That is the matter. So you can never see, let me just give example. In water uses that pattern, waters, prison waters. If people are in the cell and they are together, nobody is quarreling with each other. They will come and reshuffle the cell. Even if they don't reshuffle it, they will bring troublemaker like two from another cell and bring inside that cell. They don't want them to be at peace so that they will not plan for jailbreak and succeed. So they want somebody that will be an enemy. Whenever they are planning, then that person will come and tell them. So it is their pattern. They must reshuffle the cell that is at peace. Within some months, they will reshuffle it. So the same thing with the British. When they see that if they allow you to rest, that's why they know that our land can never be at rest. That's why you can't see any embassy in our land. That is why they denied us international presence. That is the embassy. The white people you see here now are the people that came to steal our resources. They are not people we benefit from. They didn't bring anything to us. If we don't have their embassy, we don't have international airport where they will land, we cannot get anything from them. That is to say, they knew they projected here as a place that will always be on siege. That's why none of this other part of Nigeria have any resources or have any investment in our land because it has been mapped out for destruction according to Nigerian policy. But we have said no, it will not happen. So if you want to go and invest in our land, they will tell you, no, we'll destroy it one day. Yoruba man will go back. If you want to invest in, they say, no, that place, that's why if small thing happen, you will not see northerners. Those who are polishing shoe, those who are not doing, you will not see them. Go to Havana, you will not see them anyhow. Though nobody is doing riot. Go there now. Even where they are staying, where they are saying yam, they are not like that now. They are not like that because they know here is not their land. Here is not their land. Here have been mapped out for demolition. They don't have shop in our market. You go to area, you will not see a shop by the Onyausa. They will be doing job. They will carry their own goods in their hand, or they carry it on barrel, or they keep it on the side, right? Or you go to on it. They will not hire a shop because they know that that shop can be burned down by the army one day. They know that those things have been mapped out to be destroyed. So they can never have investment among those people. They cannot be with you. The same thing. That is how they do. So this thing happening in Obaru is already an agenda. It is everywhere. They instigated it in Obaru, in Uguta. They are in Okwa East and Okwa West. Owaza, Usukwa West. Oil is there. They are there torturing them. The only thing is that they have never started burning down houses like that. They will still instigate, they will instigate it, they will start, they will bring army, they will be torturing, they will be raping. So anywhere it is they burn Uguta now is zombie. It is the same thing. Just to put you in fear, just to take the confidence away from you. Okwama, it is to take away the confidence from you, to make sure you don't dream about your resources. They will put fire on you. They will make sure you face trouble so that you forget your resources. The same thing they did try to do to our people, to say they don't want Biafra again. That's why they keep Nnamdi Kanu. They recruited everything. They themselves, they were joining. Nigerian army was enforcing sit at home. Nigerian police was enforcing. Everybody was enforcing. Fulani herdsmen was enforcing. The duty of the media is to calling it IPOB, calling it IPOB, calling it because Nigerians know that here is not their territory. It is not in their territory. So they have mapped out here for destruction, but we said no. The same thing is happening in Obaru. To destroy your Obaru, to make sure they take their resources. They never value us, they value our resources. So the issue is that they always try to present tangible percentage to the governors, so they will open their nyash and allow them to enter. So that is what is happening in Obaru. Before now, nothing was happening. It was Nigerian government that instigated it. It was them because they thought they will not like you if they are taking your oil. You'll be looking at them. Not that you come for them, just for you not to see them while they take your oil. Then they will put your land at siege. They will make sure you don't look at where they are taking your oil. Then that is when they will allow you. So that is it. Thank you, man.
Yes, Mazi, thank you so much. And as you can see, the Nigerian government is using every willing tool they could to make sure that Biafrans are destroyed and the actualization of Biafran project is abandoned. That's why you see
That their main target is have failed. That target have failed. And that's the only target the world needs from us. That is the only offense the world needs. What the world wants from our side. They want to see our people protest against ESL. They want to see our people protest against IPOB. They want to see our people protest against Nnamdi Kanu. But it doesn't happen. So all their instigation failed. That is the only thing that can draw the attention of the world. If it is government blackmailing, the world know that they'll blackmail. But hence the citizens are not complaining. It is the citizens that will complain about IPO. It is the citizen that will complain about ESN. As Fulani Hesman is complaining about ESN. So if Nigerian government cannot be the people we are fighting with, they will be the people presenting us in the ugly way. No, that's why they instigated and they recruited criminals. Those criminals will be the people that will torture our people. Then our people will now say, hey, we don't want Biafra. We protest against Biafra. That's what they expected. That's why when this one give 3 days, they will tell him to give 1 week. They will tell him to give 2 weeks. They will tell him to call for coffee. They will tell you they never call their name so that our people one day say we don't want Biafra, which we know some communities say, but they cannot protest about it. So that was the target, and that's the only thing that can guarantee Nigerian government, but it failed. So what the world see them as, they are gossipers. Nigerian government are gossipers. They do not, that is blackmail, have no place. So that is what I have to say there. Thank you. Yes, you are speaking, but I cannot see you as I was. I am seeing you at down, but the main screen there, as we were two there before, is only me there now. Yes, clearly. All right. Thank you. Okay. Okay.
on whose definite instruction and behalf we write to you on the above subject. The Guardian Nigeria, on the 19th June 2024, via its website www.guardian.ng, made an utterly false and defamatory publication titled Kanu condemns killing of soldiers by IPOB. of the consigning and consigning our clients. The said defamatory publication, which link is attached herewith, has been widely circulated and read across the globe. The Guardian Nigeria and the author of the defamatory publication, one James Agwerebi, stated as follows: Leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, has condemned the killing of 6 soldiers by the group and the Eastern Security Network, ESN. The 6 soldiers came under attack by the IPOB group and its military arm, ESN, at Obikabia Junction checkpoint in Obingwa local government area, adjoining Aba metropolis. The foregoing statements and their apparent or intended meanings are utterly and inherently false in every material particular, and both the Guardian Nigeria and author of the defamatory publication knew them to be so. Yet, the Guardian Nigeria mischievously and maliciously published same for obvious, unsolitary reasons to ridicule and degenerate our clients. We therefore have our clients' firm instruction to demand as follows. 1. That you immediately pull down the defamatory and false publication from your website www.guardian.ng and publish a full and immediate retraction of the utterly false and libelous publication made on the 19th June 2024 within 12 hours from the receipt of this letter. 2. That you publish and express unambiguous and unqualified apology to our clients via the same www.guardian.ng website through which the defamatory publication was made. Take note that if at the expiration of 12 hours from the time of receipt of this letter, which shall be served on you via your Facebook and X-verified accounts, you fail, refuse, and/or neglect to comply with the modest demand made herein, we shall not hesitate to call in aid all known and available instrumentality of the law in the circumstances of this grave infraction against our clients. And we shall do this without any further recourse to you. Let wise counsel prevail. Signed, Sir Ifeanyi Ejiofor, IPOB led council, 20th June 2024. Mazi, now you can see what Guardian newspaper has come out to ditch about IPOB. But there's a fundamental question that I want to throw to you right away. You know, many people were there saying that, oh, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Salo Zekeme has been sacked. They are no longer working for IPOB. And now I want to ask, who then wrote this letter? And if this letter or if this action is being taken by Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, is he still the legal counsel of IPOB?
Thank you. Thank you, Wanda. You know, people cannot be able to separate things. IPOB is an organization. Mazi Maduabuchi is the leader of IPOB. Mazi Maduabuchi had a case, and before he had a case, we have IPOB legal team already. So when he was brought back here, the IPOB legal team was also Mazi Maduabuchi's lawyer. IPOB lead counsel, Barrister Ejiofor, was also Mazi Maduabuchi's lawyer. Then you see it is two IPOB lead counsel and Mazi Maduabuchi's lawyer. He was occupying two positions. Then, so when he was going for trial of Nnamdi, he was also looking for somebody to take over Nnamdi's case, while he, Barrister Ejiofor, continue on IPOB case and assisting the lead counsel to Nnamdi, so that you can be giving him every information needed. Now, so when Barrister Ozokome's son came, Professor Mike Ozokome's son came in, he took over the case of Mazi Nnamdi. Barrister Ejiofor remains IPOB lead counsel. You see different? He remains IPOB lead counsel while he was assisting Professor Mike Ozokome. Everything concerning it is different. Concerning IPOB is different. Mazi Nnamdi had a case. He has, as IPOB leader, he has legal team for his matter. For anything they are going, and they will have legal team that is in charge of IPOB issue. So when Mazi Nnamdi changed his legal team, but the Ejiofor remains IPOB lead counsel. Now, the defamatory letter, what is it called, publication by Guardian Nigeria, was pointing at IPOB, which Nnamdi Kanu leads, which Barrister Ejiofor is the lead counsel of IPOB. So he will take the position there. It's not about Nnamdi Kanu's trial. It's all about IPOB. Giving IPOB allegation, it is IPOB lead counsel that will take the position. Now, the people that thought that Barrister Ejiofor is not there, they do not understand. We have analyzed this severally, that it is different. The case of Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB lawyers is different. So that is it. And should I continue on the, although you are still coming up with question concerning the very what guideline means there, or what federal government means, or what they wanted, what they intended to achieve with that. If I get such question, then we can still move forward.
Go ahead, because it seems you're reading my mind.
Okay, thank you. Before we analyze on what actually pushed this very guideline to write this thing, we must understand that it does not just happen. They are not the only people that was instructed to write that. All the newspaper editors of Nigeria are in one WhatsApp group with Nigerian Army, Nigerian Police, different WhatsApp group. They are with Nigerian Police in one. They are with Nigerian Army in one. They are with Nigerian Minister of Information in one WhatsApp group. The duty of the army is to post anything they want the newspaper to publish. They will post it in that WhatsApp group. The newspaper will carry it. It is an order. It is an order. So now, the issue is that the federal government planned the Aba attack on the army. That was why. The day we were remembering our fallen heroes was 30th of May, 2024. Was the day they sent Iwanyang to go and see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Iwanyang was there, right? Or was he here before the army was attacked? Because we were surprised that something that happened that very day, 30th May, was what Iwanyang said. He discussed the matter to Nnamdi Kanu. Because you cannot tell me that Iwanyang will visit Nnamdi Kanu that very day, and that day the thing happened. That day he discussed it, which is to say he was aware it will happen in Aba. Iwanyang was aware. Now, when he came out, Iwanyang gave the same thing guideline have written. What did Iwanyam say? Iwanyam said, Nnamdi Kanu condemn IPOB, targeted men. Nnamdi Kanu condemn the killing of army. Can you separate it with the guidance? No, it's unseparated. Now you see where it is pointing at. Now, what does that mean? It means that the Ohanese Ndibo own have failed. Now, it also means that all the blackmailing of IPOB by the army and Nigeria did not give them the result they want. What do they want now? They want to now put it on Nnamdi Kanu to say that Nnamdi Kanu is now condemning IPOB. Nnamdi Kanu is now condemning target men. Nnamdi Kanu is now. That's what they want to do. They want to heap it on him because that's the last bus stop. Now, what are they writing? They are not writing their mind, their dream. What the guy that wrote was the dream of Nigeria. The dream, what they wanted Nnamdi Kanu to do, but he didn't do it, so we must write it. We expected, that's what had it been, he would say this. So what Gadan wrote should have been, would be, had it been Nnamdi Kanu said it, but they refused to present it like that. They say he said, while he said it on video. So they are on the same agenda of when IPOB was not able to be blackmailed. So let us blackmail Nnamdi Kanu. So let us say he said he condemned IPOB. Then we ask them, why is it that you never told us who killed the people in Lekki? But immediately something happened in Aba. He says IPOB. It happened in Imo. He says IPOB. It happened in his IPOB. But show us the people that was the Bubago. They refuse to show us. The people that people protested against, they refused to show us. Shows Nigerian government brought killers into our land as a Bubago. Then we protested, they said no. So what happened there on Guardian was the same thing Iwanyamu said. It is unseparable. Guardian was reporting the same thing Iwanyamu said. Just that they want to say he said it, Nnamdi Kanu said it. They want to now say, they want to vindicate Iwanyamu. Guardian want to vindicate Iwanyamu. That is vindicating federal government in blackmailing Nnamdi Kanu. And blackmailing IPOB. They are playing two ways. They will say Nnamdi Kanu condemn IPOB, then that is to destroy IPOB. The same thing the agent provocateur was doing. So those ones have failed. Those ones have failed. So guideline must take the positive step as we have informed, the lawyer have told them. If they didn't do it, that's their business because we will take our position. They will come and explain to us where Mazi Maduabuchi said it. But we have seen that he didn't say it. We have the video, we know what he said, but just that federal government is tired. They are tired, completely tired. But instead of them to present their frustration, to present a very good make good presentation to their citizens, calm their citizens down, tell them that we have tried. You know, when you are fighting, we are doing this, not that we hate them, we are doing it to keep Nigeria warm, but it didn't work. Now we have tried. So you have to consider, let us give them the freedom. That's what we expected. But they keep defending. Are you defending what you have lost? The last bus stop was to send Nnamdi Kanu said. When they have been saying, they used some lawyers to say Nnamdi Kanu said, Onyendu said. It didn't work. They used some siblings to say Onyendu said. It didn't work. The other one said, Onyendu talked to me, direct to my mind. I know his mind. I know what he thinks. That one didn't work. They now say, okay, let us now use no wonder they hate those people that have visited Nnamdi Kanu. Maybe these are one of the things they used to tell them to come and say. They refuse to say it. So they choose to Iwanyang, let us say, now go and visit him. If you visit him, then that you will be there. Well, now the army will strike. If they strike in Aba, then you will now tell Nnamdi Kanu, we'll take you inside immediately. You tell Nnamdi Kanu, then you will come back and say he hate IPO. And that is what they are still doing. Another person will still come up with it. They will still come up. What do they call? The other one, Benjamin Kanu, all of them are the same. They are the same group. they have failed, another person will still come up with in the same way Garden has said it. So that's what I have to offer there for now.
Thank you, Mazi. We'll be winding up for now.
Yes,
Thank you
yes.
so much for educating Biafrans and also enlightening the viewers across the world. And you know that now is the farming season, and these people has come to destabilize our people, especially our youths, who should be assisting in farming. So, what do you have to tell our youths, both in those in Obaru and all those places that they are now deploying the army to destroy? You see how they started this from Delta, Okunama in Delta, they moved down to Aba. They are now, and these are the major planting areas or regions that we have in the heart of Southeast. What do you have to tell our youth there as we are winding up?
Okay, thank you. So thank you very, very much. I will just say it a little. One thing I will tell our people, not only Obaru people, any area in our land that have any invasion in the open like that by the Nigerian state should look for a way to work with IPOB. While we talk about IPOBs because they are independent body outside the Nigerian politics. The same IPOB have security outfit that is independent and have no connection with Nigerian politics. So when you gather in your community or you arrange for a meeting or whatever you plan, even that if that thing is about to mature, the government will now plot their agent politicians. The person will come and take over. The person will come and speak your mind. The person will come. The government will tell him what to say. Will take your mind. You will hand over that project to that person. They will destroy it. Because when that person comes, you play the politics. You will say your mind. You will say everything. You do everything. You will start acting that thing you want. That thing the community wants. Then you hand it over to him. That is political way. So they will destroy it. They will sabotage you. They will point your name. They will give your name to the enemy. They will surrender you to the enemy. But if you are intelligent, you look for people and connect with IPOB. The IPOB will address that community how to tackle Nigeria. This is war. Why we are seeing it clearly is because we refuse to go into armed struggle. If we go into armed struggle, you will not be seeing it clearly because they'll be doing it everywhere at once. So this is anger. How can they leave this thing? How can the army be here? They sent army here. They say we are troublemaker. They say we don't obey. We say we don't. But army came here. They saw that everybody is moving and going to their business. You don't see anybody fighting here. So this is anger. They are supposed to be throwing bomb. But IPOB said no. That's why they try to instigate it and have reason. Even if there is no reason, they will try to do it. They did it in Olo. They burn anywhere they like, and they will start shooting. So what we are advising our people, just like to fight Fulani herdsmen, don't fight them. Connect with IPOB. Yes, Lagos says, so this is war. They brought you war. But the way we are presenting it, the way we are marking them, you don't understand that this is war. You thought it's one Nigeria. So do not go. This is Army. This is Nigeria. This is Governor of Soludo. They need the oil. They have their percentage. They have its interest. So you know what they are there. It is to remove the person that owns the land, the people that owns the land, and take your resources. That's what they try to do here, and they are still in that agenda. So do not fall in them, but always make sure you guide your community with information, then monitor the situation. Then when you can fight, we do not say you will be coward, but connect people that can fight for you in the way that it will not expose you much. But the government will be, the IPOB is dealing with Nigeria in different areas. They know how we fight. They know we don't have gun, but they know we have brain. So the why we are always safe is because we are not politicians. If politicians are the people piloting us, then we will fail because they will surrender us to politics. So do not fight this enemy alone. Connect with IPOB. Let them advise you. Thank you.
Okay. So, and also, I want to thank our viewers. I want to appreciate Biafrans all over the world. And our brother Mazi, the fearless evangelist, I want to appreciate you the most. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming with us. Thank you for staying with us. Great people of Biafrans, I want to also remind us in the ways of Mazi Chinasa, but before we use his ways, I want to say that I watched Senator Abaribe during their section of debating about open grazing and the grazing bill. He said that when he traveled, that women, old women from his village, they cried to him. They came to him crying and they were saying that they went to their farms and they saw these Fulani herdsmen with their cows in their farms, eating and destroying what they have cultivated, and they wanted to shout. The Fulani herdsmen told them that if they shout, they are going to kill them. So I want to remind us that in the ways of Mazi Chinasa on their last broadcast, he said, anywhere you see these Fulani herdsmen with their cows, he said, do not attack them, do not confront them. Only what you need to do is to get information across to the ESN, and it's just like saying, throw the bone to the dogs and allow it to battle with the spirit. And this is how we come to the end of our today's edition. I still remain Wada Jovistar Chichi. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, Mother. Thank you.